What's up? It's another episode of the Fungi podcast. I'm Mr. Nicolosophy.
And this is the Magnanimous Cox. And we're going to be talking about Marvel's new Netflix show.
Iron Fist.
Yeah, even though it's a week old. We're going to talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you shouldn't have said that. I could have said we recorded this a week ago. Like, oh, forgot to upload.
Oh, well.
Could have said busy schedule. I ain't got nothing going on.
Yeah, I mean, I was busy watching Iron Fist. That was my...
What'd you think of Iron Fist?
Man, so...
You got questions about Kunlun, right?
Yeah. I mean...
I got all the answers, baby.
Iron Fist, for me, just like...
Fell flat.
It just underwhelmed in a lot of places. And going into it, I feel like this should have been my favorite of all the Marvel Netflix shows, because this was... For me, this would have been like the perfect combination of like fighting,
mysticism
that I'm just like all in for.
We haven't seen anything super mystical since Doctor Strange.
Exactly.
And we'll probably get some mystical stuff in Thor Ragnarok. But I want to see the Netflix shows go there.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, Iron Fist wouldn't have even been like. I don't even think it would have even like really been on the level that Doctor Strange was as far as mysticism.
Wouldn't
but
have
still,
to be.
Yeah. I just need a little bit. And like the most they gave us was like Iron Fist can heal people, I guess.
Yeah. Then he's got to recharge his chi.
And so
Danny Rand sucks.
So it's like that so we got like no mysticism and really no backstory period as far as Danny or Kunlun is concerned, and then the fighting also just the choreography just doesn't really hold up most of the time. There's a few good fight scenes, but most of it is just like, why are you not at least as good as Daredevil? You are the master of martial arts. You are the immortal Iron Fist. You say in the show your character utters that he can't lose. They ask him, he says, because I'm the Iron Fist, and someone asks, what does that mean? And he says, it means I can't lose. And yet you can't, I look at you and Daredevil would beat the crap out of you. Yeah. I don't believe for a second that he could beat Daredevil.
No,
I'm sorry.
I don't believe for a second he can stand next to Luke Cage. Luke Cage would tear him to pieces.
So that would be an interesting fight, though.
They shouldn't fight. They're supposed to be best friends.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm just saying, though, like, if he summons the Iron Fist, is that enough to counteract Luke Cage's unbreakable skin? Or, like, what it's the...
I think it would hurt him. I think it would definitely hurt Luke Cage.
It's the immortal force meets the unbreakable object. Who would win?
I want to see him fight the dragon.
Right? Didn't get any of that.
That's one of the main things of Iron Fist. He plunges his hands into the molten heart of a dragon.
We didn't get anything close to it.
And gets the Iron Fist.
Like, we just didn't get any, like...
They rushed the show out because they have to get it out before they do Defenders. And they had to film it as quickly as they could so they could start filming Defenders. Meaning, Finn Jones still doesn't have time to prep for this.
Yeah.
He didn't have adequate time to prepare for Iron Fist.
It's going to be the same nonsense.
And now you're going to have him doing the same stuff again.
Yeah.
Learning fight scenes 15 minutes before he has to film them. And he's probably still going to have the beard so they can have a stuntman with a beard to hide his face. Because they're not going to give him a mask yet for whatever reason.
Although, I don't know. I mean, I hope... I hope they made him train in between filming Iron Fist and Daredevil and Defenders.
Nope, they hop straight into Defenders.
Jeez.
Because they have to get Defenders out before the end of this year.
Dude,
by fall, they have to have Defenders out.
So the Daredevil...
It's part of their contract with Netflix.
So the Daredevil Season 2 showrunners are the ones that are doing the Defenders. So,
yeah.
Like, they have to be frustrated.
Yeah.
Like, when they're looking at... they see what they've done with Charlie Cox, and then they're looking at Finn Jones, and it's like, dude, you gotta do better, man.
Exceptional as as Daredevil. I almost said Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, the first season of Daredevil is still my favorite out of all the Marvel Netflix.
Oh man, that hallway fight where he rescues the kid.
It's still the best. It's still the best
because it was the one shot thing. It was so
good.
Dude.
Like what?
Give me more of that.
Like what?
Like they had a lot of cuts in the Iron Fist fights because he was learning them segments at a time, then filming them, then learning them and filming them.
Look at and like I mean I have sympathy towards Finn Jones because like I don't think it's his fault that he doesn't know how to do this. I think
definitely
the people who are running the show, they should have been on top of this. They like how long did they know they were gonna be making the show?
Right.
They needed to be on. They should have been on top of this.
They should have.
They're just lazy.
Iron Fist when they started making Daredevil. Because you should never plan for failure, so you need to have everything laid out.
Look, it's like, by the time Jessica Jones came out in the fall of 2015, they already had 3 of their 4 defenders. Yeah. Like, what took them so long to get Finn Jones?
I don't know what happened. They cast him 2 months before they started filming.
It's ridiculous.
It's not enough time.
You
know how long Chris Hemsworth had to get ready for Thor, and he was already a big guy. He had like 6 months or something. He had like 3 months of just straight bulking, and then when he did his cut and everything, he showed up and was too big to fit in any of the costumes. He had to lose weight because they gave him too much time to get ready for it, and he was like too massive. Like you got to drop.
That's crazy.
And then Finn Jones came and fill out a T-shirt.
Man.
He probably weighs like 160 pounds at the most.
Yeah, he's not a big guy.
He's pretty lean.
Yeah. He's not even... I hate to rag on Finn Jones because like it's not his fault that and 2, I know some people thought he was like really boring or whatever as Danny Rand, but I liked him. I thought he was okay.
I mean, yeah, I liked him, but I mean, I was listening to a review for it, and they were talking about how, like, Danny Rand as a character is really all over the place because like he'll like give people these like little mantras and things about like peace and everything, and then he just like flies off the handle anytime he gets a little upset.
Oh, and
it's like,
yeah. I mean,
does he understand what he's telling people?
They did do that are you talking about the show or just the comic?
In the show.
Oh, okay.
In the show. He like tells someone about like peace and tranquility and stuff, and then he fucking loses it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna kill him. It's like, settle down, Danny.
Well, yeah,
don't just repeat things. Fucking learn it.
I mean, it's like even though the first 4 episodes were like a drag, those were some of the better moments of Danny because I liked seeing him as a more lighthearted and a more lighthearted and like serene character compared to the other 3 characters that we've seen in these Marvel shows. But then they went away from that, and then he just started
punches people really hard.
He just started being like angry all the time for the rest of the season.
Everyone else. Daredevil just gets mad all the time and beats people up.
That's Daredevil's thing is he goes out and he fights crime, but he doesn't know he knows where the line is, but he doesn't know if there's going to come a time where he can't control himself from stepping over the line.
Yeah, cuz he's murdered so many people already.
And like and they did like the same thing sort of with Danny in one episode. I can't remember.
He was punching a guy in China.
He was fighting.
And then he just kept punching him.
Yeah.
And then like they got him off and he was like, I didn't mean to. He started crying. Get out of here, Danny. Control yourself. You're the Iron Fist.
And like that would have been cool, except I don't know anything about the Iron Fist. And that like I was on board if they wanted to tell me a story about this guy who like had these powers and like he was in this place and they had the whole thing about like he didn't know really how to control his emotions because he was just taught for 15 years to keep them inside and everything. And like so he could just blow up at any moment. Like so that was why I was sort of okay with sort of the mood swings. It was just once he at some point in the show he swung one way and never swung back, and I was like, what the heck? What happened?
Right.
What happened to Danny, man? Now you're just being the Iron Fist the whole
supposed
time.
to be a good guy.
But at the same time, I got no backstory about him, like really, like seeing him grow up in Kunlun, and like him truly becoming the Iron Fist and everything. I just didn't get it. I couldn't get attached to the story that they were trying to tell me.
Guess what its score on Rotten Tomatoes is?
It's a 19%.
It's 18%.
It's 18 now?
It fell.
Oh wow, fell 1%.
Audience score is 82%.
So it was a 14% I saw before the show came out. And then like after that, the first weekend, it was a 19%, so it must have just fell another percent over this past week.
I'm looking over some of the comments on here.
And so that's the thing, like, so I mean, I'm a person who generally likes things more so than most other people. Like usually, like I'd like about 90 to 95% of things of like media that I consume. So whenever I watch something that I like, or that like I thought was okay, then I go back and look at the critics' reviews and stuff to see if I agree with their stuff. Yeah. And there is, outside of the thing about Finn Jones not being good as Danny Rand, because I did like I like Finn Jones' like people didn't like his acting or whatever. I thought it was fine. Yeah. But there was nothing else that I saw that I didn't agree with that the critics brought up.
Majority of
they
the
pretty
negative
much nailed
comments
everything.
I just read were people complaining that Danny Rand should have been Asian.
I'm not going to go into that argument. Like, you... That's... I don't want to say that's an aesthetic thing. It's partly an aesthetic thing, but also partly there are certain things... There are certain extra things that you can do with a minority character. I think that's what most of the point is. If you were to cast Danny Rand as an Asian dude, but I'm not going to get into that argument because you put an Asian dude and have this same exact show, it's not going to change anything.
Yeah, because I mean, it wouldn't matter. He's supposed to be an American guy who travels.
Yeah,
to Asia. It's not like nowhere in the show do they say he's from China or anything.
Yeah,
I mean, he could have been Asian American. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like it's having an Asian Danny Rand is not going to help the show that we got.
Doesn't matter.
And so, like, if you want to talk about like casting an Asian dude and like retelling something, then it's like, okay, well then you can just like just make the entire show better. Yeah. Like at the same time, you could just keep Finn Jones and just make a better story, and it would have been fine.
Right? See him fight a dragon.
So
that's all I want. All I want is to see him fight a dragon.
Yeah, like why? Yeah, like why? Like this is the time when you give us something crazy like that.
Because
like,
they blew their budget on everything else.
Just open the door.
They didn't have the budget to make the dragon. There were so many constraints on this because they were given a certain amount of money for all of their shows, from Daredevil season 1 to Defenders, and they threw a bunch of money into Daredevil, and Daredevil was really good.
I don't know, but I don't know why it doesn't. It doesn't need it.
Right.
They
well, I mean, it's
they don't need
hiring the
need the
actors,
CGI or anything.
It's everything that goes into making Daredevil what it is costs money. And then
look, they need to allocate more money then.
Right.
If Marvel knows that Marvel knows that they had a good thing going with these Netflix shows. There's no reason why they couldn't just cash out a little bit more for this Iron Fist show.
Well, they were given a specific budget for them all, and they didn't take that into consideration when they made the other shows. And like, oh, we need this money for Defenders, and like we still got to make Iron Fist. And instead of doing the smart thing, cutting Iron Fist 8 episodes, and then telling a tighter story, they still had 13 episodes, where 4 episodes were him going like, I'm Danny Rand, you gotta believe me. Oh, I'm the Iron Fist. I can't show you right now.
Yeah.
I did it earlier. I'm so sorry. That's the first 4.5 episodes, maybe?
No, I think it's like the first 3 episodes.
Like 5th episode, it really picks up.
Like, yeah. I mean, even the 4th episode is still just like nonsense.
Everything with like the hospital and everything could have all been condensed into the 1 episode, or maybe cut some of it. Maybe make his transition back to Danny Rand a little easier, and then give us a good Iron Fist story over 8 episodes. Because Defenders is only going to be 8 episodes. They're not doing a 13 episode thing.
Yeah.
Because they're going to keep it a tight, contained story. But I mean, that's the one that feels like it should have been 13. Because you got to have all of them get together. Because the only ones that know each other right now
it's
are
weird
Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Then everyone else knows people that everyone knows. Like, the only character that's in everything is Claire.
Which is why I was kind of surprised that Claire would when Luke Cage ended, I thought she was gonna be like, I mean, I know she took the little tag and she was gonna get trained by Colleen, but I also thought like she was gonna hightail it to Matt Murdock and be like, need you to fight this case for Luke Cage.
Maybe that's why Daredevil wasn't in Iron Fist. Maybe he's being a good lawyer for his buddy Luke. Oh, well, you know what? Luke Cage is where now? He's in prison in Georgia?
Yeah.
Matt Murdock he passed the bar in New York. He can only practice law in the state of New York.
Oh.
He's of no use. Dang. Sorry.
That's really gonna get him out then.
Right? He's gonna have to fight this battle himself.
Nah, because he's supposed to be in jail for a while still.
Yeah.
So, like...
They're going to have to break him out in Defenders. So, that means in at least 2 episodes of the 8 episodes of Defenders, you have to have them assemble and get Luke Cage.
Yeah.
So, man, I have low expectations for Defenders now. Oh, no. It was supposed to be...
I'm still fine. Like I'm both excited to just get all these characters I'm excited to get Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Jessica Jones together.
Yeah.
I'm sure that they could just write Danny Rand better, I guess. It's different people, and look, After the way the critics did Iron Fist, there's no reason why Marvel should be like, no, don't change any of the character traits from the show. No, you make the Iron. I want those people to make the Iron Fist that they feel is gonna fit the Defenders better, because I can almost guarantee it's gonna be better than what we got in the Iron Fist show.
That being said, I like Iron Fist to an extent.
Yeah. I mean, there were still some good moments in Iron Fist. There were good. There were even good solid really good episodes.
Yeah.
Episode 6 was great with the Madame Gao's challenge. I love that episode. Honestly, that was a really well done episode.
I love when he's fighting the 2 guys.
All the fights were awesome.
I liked all.
It was that one, and then the Spider Woman.
Oh man,
It was crazy.
The Bride of something spiders. What's she called?
Yeah.
I forget what she's called. She's real cool in comics.
Oh, is that a character? Oh, that's
Yeah.
dope.
Almost every character were characters from the comics. The drunk guy, he's from the comics. His like sole purpose in the comics is to make sure the Iron Fist never makes it past like 30 something. He just goes to kill Iron Fist to make sure he doesn't like.
That's so awesome.
Get through anything.
Instead, they just use him as a minion.
He'll be back.
Like, come on.
He'll be back. I guarantee he'll be back for something. If not for Defenders, he'll be in Iron Fist Season 2. He'll just show up and try and kill Danny Rand. The whole season will be about him trying to kill Danny Rand before he turns 30. And he's like, Danny, I'm coming for you. I like that that guy had a British accent. That was
Davos?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not Davos. The drunk guy. He was British.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, why do you go to China from England? What's he doing?
That fight was also dope. Yeah,
that was my favorite fight scene, I think. He did the butt bumps.
It probably was. Yeah, probably.
Around.
I think it was the best choreographed fight in the show. I think so. Yeah.
Although a lot of people were complaining that his drunken fist style wasn't like, I don't know. There's something wrong.
Yeah,
with
I saw some complaints too.
Like, settle down.
Look, I don't know. I don't.
My hope is that they'll cast Jackie Chan as an Iron Fist villain and just have him whoop on Danny Rand for a while. I love seeing Jackie Chan.
Could you imagine if Jackie Chan would have been like his Kunlun mentor?
That would have been so good.
Yeah.
Because there's a movie Shaolin, or not? Maybe it's called Shaolin. I think it's called Shaolin, where it's about a monastery that's being overtaken during a time of war, and like they're like starting to fight back, and Jackie Chan's in it, but he's not like one of the monks. He's like the cook because he like never made it through all of his training, but he just like whoops on people, and like it's so good. He like picks up a table and throws it at somebody, and then like grabs a big old cooking pot and like flips a guy around in it, and then tosses him like onto a fire. It's
heck?
Nuts, and it's so good because Jackie Chan's fighting in it is just like top notch because he's the best.
Because he's great. Yeah,
he's the best living martial artist. I'm saying it right now. He's number one.
Oh man,
he's the greatest.
Say greatest living.
Greatest living.
Yeah.
Guarantee he could beat up anybody. He's number one. Get him. Oh man, they approached him for the Expendables movies. And he said he wanted to play a villain. And like, well, we wanted you to be on the good guys. And he was like, no, I'm playing a villain. And they didn't let him be in the Expendables. Because he wants to play a villain for it. Because the Expendables movies are dumb. Because they're like, oh, we're getting all the best action stars. But they're all on the good guys team. None of them get to fight anybody.
Yeah, why would you not do a team versus team? How dope would that be?
Right? Like the best one
get the best action villains versus the best action heroes.
Cast some of the action heroes as villains. Wesley Snipes should have played a villain, because Wesley Snipes' villains are really good. But instead they rescue him and he's part of their team.
Yeah, it's weird.
Watch Demolition Man. He's a great villain. It's not a good movie, but he's great in it as the bad guy. Man. They should get Wesley Snipes back in the MCU. They could let him play Blade again.
They keep asking. People keep asking Marvel about what they want to do with Blade because he is MCU now. They can do something if they want.
But I doubt they'll get him because apparently he's a nightmare to work with.
Yeah.
Apparently Blade Trinity was a very different movie before Wesley Snipes issued all of his demands.
Yeah, well, it doesn't he have trouble with the law too?
Well, he was put in jail for tax evasion for a while.
Yeah,
but now he's out and he's back to making movies.
Is he good now? Okay.
Yeah, he got out like 2 years before he did Expendables 2.
Okay.
What was that? Expendables 3. Yeah, 3. I think he got out maybe 4 years before that. Then.
Okay.
I know he was out before Expendables 2 came out. So like, all right, Wesley Snipes is back in action. I really want Jackie Chan in the MCU though, as a bad guy. I want to see him just beat up everybody.
He could have been the Mandarin.
Man, if they would, oh my God, I hate Iron Man 3.
He could have had the fighting and the mysticism.
Man, he could have whooped on everybody. Because Robert Downey Jr. does Wing Chun Kung Fu, like in his personal life.
Mm-hmm.
So they could have like done some really good choreography with the two of them. Because like all the fight stuff he does in like Sherlock Holmes is all based around Wing Chun.
Oh yeah.
And one of the reasons they use Wing Chun in that is because he actually does Wing Chun.
So it would look natural.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fighting is... I do like the Sherlock Holmes movies.
So a fight... If you choreograph a fight between Jackie Chan and Robert Downey Jr., you can do all kinds of crazy stuff with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because Jackie Chan's... Oh, man, he makes everybody look amazing.
He's just a master, yeah.
He's the best. I want to see him fight Iron Fist. I want to see him just like straight up duck the Iron Fist and like hit him at the same time. Like just like move out the way and slap him in the chest.
What if he was a guy? What if they got Jackie Chan to do that?
The drunken thing?
No.
Oh.
If that was Jackie Chan in that Iron Fist clip that Bakudo shows.
That would have been so cool, man.
With the double Iron Fist.
Did you see,
that was the best moment in the show. Was that clip?
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah,
that was the Iron Fist that
everybody.
Why did we not get that? Why was that not all of the choreography? Like, what the heck? Why?
Because for that, they just hired a bunch of stunt guys to do that.
But it was the best of the whole show.
Man, they should have got Scott Adkins to play Iron Fist.
I don't know who that is.
You ever see that movie Ninja?
No.
It's very low budget. He does a lot of low budget action movies, but he's like crazy good at martial art. He played Deadpool in X-Men Origins Wolverine when he had the prosthetics on. He did all the flipping around.
Oh. Like towards the end?
Yeah.
Okay.
He did all the flipping around and stuff. It's
okay.
But his like sense of balance is like so weird because like he learned all the choreography. And then, like, he couldn't do it when they put all the prosthetics on him because the prosthetics weighed almost 10 pounds. And he had to relearn everything wearing all the prosthetics.
Oh, jeez.
But he did it, like, pretty quickly. He's real good. He's in Expendables 2 as Jean-Claude Van Damme's henchman. And he fights Jason Statham. And they have a real good fight. It's just, I don't know if his acting would be on par enough. Finn Jones, I feel like he acted it pretty well.
Yeah, he's a solid actor.
Man,
they just didn't give him or really anybody else anything to work with.
Yeah. Man, I want him to be good. I want him to be good at martial arts.
A lot of people didn't like Ward Meacham, but I did really like him actually.
I liked him a lot.
And I think he kind
good
of...
old Faramir.
He had the best character arc in the show, I thought.
I don't know. I guess.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought, oh, this guy's going to be a villain. But then he's like, oh, Danny's going to help us defeat the Hand. I was like, oh, maybe this guy's not the villain. I was like, oh, wait, this guy's the villain? Everything got twisted. And then I thought Joy was going to be a bigger villain. Because Joy did something shady.
Man, I thought Joy was going to be the... I thought Joy was going to be a love interest.
Nah, get her out of here.
But...
She drugged him. Get him out of here. Get her out of here.
Yeah.
You can't just roofie people. Come on.
She's clearly not going to be now.
I don't know. She did some shady stuff. In order to get the guy's business, she was like, we can give your nephew a new kidney or liver, whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, that was a condition of him doing business with them, was they were going to save his nephew's life.
I think that was before Danny got back in the company, though.
Yeah. She was doing some shady stuff.
Well,
but then she helped Danny get back into the company.
They were both shady, though.
Well, yeah, I mean, Ward dumped bodies for his dad.
No, I mean, even as a businessman, Ward was... I mean, I think even Ward was worse than Joy. It was just like...
Oh, wow, I was talking about Harold earlier when you said Ward.
Oh, no, I meant the brother, not the dad.
I've been Harold's what I meant when I was like, oh, is he the villain? They're like, oh, he's not the villain. No, now he's the villain.
He was weird.
I liked him.
No, I liked him, but I don't know if they really knew what they were doing with him. It was just very
That's how a lot of the show felt,
I was just so
though.
confused. Like,
they were introducing things that I don't think they fully understood what they wanted to do with it, but they were trying to rush it.
Yeah.
Because, like, we need to get all these things involved, and this is the last show before Defenders, but we need to start Defenders. And so they rushed everything in there, didn't flesh it all out. And it's just...
It was like, and it was underwhelming because we had episode 12... where we had the double fight with it was Colleen versus Bakudo, and then they did Danny versus Davos, which in my opinion, like, they shouldn't have done like Iron Fist versus Davos after, because to me it didn't overshadow it, but I feel like when you have that fight go after Colleen and Bakudo, like it's supposed. In some way, it's supposed. It like felt more important. I don't know, but it was. I didn't like that because Colleen and Bakudo's fight was way.
The stakes were higher.
Yeah, it was much more interesting because he like, to me, he was the true villain of the show. Yeah. So then when I get to episode 13 and it's about like them trying to do pseudo raid with him trying to get up to the top of the building to get Harold, like what. Like, it's underwhelming. Like, this does not mean what beating Bakudo meant.
Man, that show kind of hopped all over the place.
Yeah, it man, just not great, man. And then
maybe it was bad.
You know, you have Madame Gao, and then she's not the. I mean, I actually liked... I thought it was cool with them using Bakudo and the whole hand twist and everything. Like, I was really on board with that. That was cool. Yeah, to even think for a while that there was like potentially like a good hand that's out there.
What's it doing? Get it out of here.
Yeah.
It's garbage. No good.
But apparently they're just like, I guess it's just levels of evil.
The levels of evil.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was just levels of evil with the hand, and
yeah. We had a break there from that. There was an interruption. It's okay. It's fine now. Back to Iron Fist.
What do you mean by levels of evil?
So we were talking about how like,
that's a third voice. That's special guest host. Samuel L. Jackson. You still going by that?
Yeah, why not?
Cool. Samuel L. Jackson. He's back.
So there was a part of the series where they were making us think like there was a good hand, like the hand was good, and it was just like Madame Gao's faction was evil. But then come to find out that Bakudo's still like not a good guy. So it's just more like. There were levels of evil to the hand.
You
like
think there should have been a good hand and a bad hand?
Bakudo still. Well, it was interesting. It was interesting. There was something interesting in the show finally. But yeah, instead it was just like Bakudo doesn't like Madame Gao, so he thinks his portion of the hand, I guess, is better than hers.
So we ran through most of Iron Fist. You want to talk speculation? Or you want to dive into some Easter eggs?
I don't know. Was there anything else I left? Did we get through everything with Iron Fist?
Probably. Is your guys' okay?
Talked a lot about
was your consensus that it was a good show that was just
bogged down by the bad
fight scenes and budget? Yeah.
I like most of the fight scenes.
No, I thought it was an okay show. That there was nothing I really was able to get invested in.
Yeah.
If they cut it to 8 episodes, it would have been pretty good.
The thing I was most invested in, I'll say, was Ward Meacham. I just wanted him to
Right? See, that's what we were just talking
wanted
about.
him to survive the season. That's pretty much it.
I was telling him I thought he was one of my favorite characters because he was like the only one that actually had like a character arc throughout the entire show.
Well, technically, his sister had a character arc where you liked her less and less each episode.
Nah, that don't.
She became basically a villain by the end of it.
She's gonna take over.
But
as Herald.
for no reason though. Like
just
what?
no.
Why does she?
Reason.
Why does she
want business?
Hey, she even screwed over her brother. Because,
taking that deal.
Ward just wanted to take some money and go live like a normal life, but
and
she was like, no,
nope.
we run this business.
She's trying to screw him
and went
out
behind
of
his back
everything.
before he was
back. I think she was trying to like motivate him to just not like give up on to not just like give up on the company, but he still like went on that like vacation or whatever, and then he came back.
Yeah.
What vacation?
Where he was locked in a mental hospital.
Yeah, she tried to go on vacation and it didn't work out. But
I thought it was funny, but there was like 2 whole episodes where he didn't even appear, and then he just appears, and he's like, "I gotta get out of here!"
And then he's just he's in the mental hospital.
I like Ward Meacham.
Yeah. But the reason I brought it up was because I saw a lot of reviews. A lot of people didn't like Ward Meacham. They thought he was super boring.
The funniest thing about him was that he was he knew about the hands deal with his dad, and that his dad wasn't hiding because of the hand. And then, like, when Danny talks to him about the hand, he's like, "Are you serious, Danny? We've got real problems here."
He was weird sounding though.
I thought he reminded me when he first showed up. He reminded me of like a young Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like Keanu Reeves, honestly.
Current Keanu Reeves also reminds me of young Keanu Reeves, though.
Dude, like, to go off topic, like,
get Keanu Reeves in as an Iron Fist villain.
Have you seen Knock Knock?
No, I keep meaning to.
Dude, he's weird in that movie. Like the way he delivers his lines, it's on Epix. Like,
it's on Amazon.
It's a strange movie in itself, but like it's kind of okay. But also, let's get back to Iron Fist.
Maybe I'll watch a little bit of it right now, live on the
bring
pod.
that up.
You guys reached your consensus, basically, right?
Well, I mean, we're gonna hop into some other stuff.
Did you guys already talk about?
Look at all this cool stuff I got.
Did you talk about the Justice League trailer?
Yeah, that was a whole other episode.
Whole episode.
It was a mini-sode.
Yeah,
it was a mini-sode. Yeah, coming at you.
We only spent I think we spent a half hour on it only because we started getting into Batman stuff
and Batman.
Yeah,
stuff.
we kind of branched off into another DC rant, like always.
I think.
Don't bring it up. I can't talk about DC. I'll go on for 2 hours.
I think it looks really cool.
That's all you get to say about
it. I like the end when Aquaman was like a bad. I dig
it. I'm digging Aquaman. I'm digging Aquaman. Let's hop speculation on Iron Fist. What this means for Defenders in Iron Fist Season 2.
Well, I think that Defenders is basically going to be like Iron Fist Season 2. Because it's mostly going to be about the hand, and it's going to be a combination of
Iron Fist and Daredevil.
And Kunlun disappearing. It's both of those together.
Black Sky was a little right?
She was a Black Sky, but there's multiples of them, I guess.
So, and I think I think that
which I
think Joy and Davos might be villains in the Defenders.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that end scene.
I don't know how prominent they're gonna be though, because we're getting this Alexandria character played by Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
I have no idea what she's about, but I'm super excited for it, to be honest.
I just assume that she's like the head honcho of the hand or something. Maybe.
There's no one above Matt.
No, because I want them to. I need Gorgon to show up, man.
Who?
Gorgon. It's just, I don't know if he's. I think he's a real character, but I'm not 100% sure because I only know him from my Marvel Puzzle Quest game. But every quest that you do against the hand, he's usually involved. I'm pretty sure he's a real
Sigourney
character.
Weaver could be that character, and they just
she
made
could,
it a woman
except
instead of a man.
Yeah, but he also like wears glasses and he's got a sword, so I'm gonna need that to show up.
And have a sword.
So if you
no, because the picture that they released of her, does she not wearing glasses?
If the first time Sigourney Weaver shows up in Defenders, she's wearing glasses and looking real serious and has a sword on her back, are you gonna assume that?
No,
she's playing that guy?
Because I think right now she's just like a business person.
Yeah.
Like I
Maybe
think
she's got business.
I think
with
what might happen is she might take over for Rand.
Oh, she might come into
she
Rand
might be the new
as a-
Rand.
Because
as a
Meacham's gone.
board member.
Ward, I don't think Ward is gone. I would assume, and who knows
No,
what the heck
Ward
Joy is gonna
Ward's
do.
back still.
Ward's back
He's-
in
but
the company.
He's still working it.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
got his picture here. He's got Danny's picture here.
Oh, yeah, that's
and he's
right.
like, taking over for our daddies. Look
Yeah,
at
that's
us,
right.
big boys now. And Danny's like, I'm going back to Kunlun. Fuck off, Danny. What's he doing?
I think that's
Is he gonna run the company or not?
I think that's why Joy turned on Danny. It's just because
'Cause he bailed?
technically Danny did tank the whole company.
He showed up,
After
ruined
he showed
everything, and
Dude,
bailed.
that's such a
And-
silly reason. No, it's not that she's
And-
gonna turn on Danny.
and
It's
this
the
whole
fact that
time-
she's gonna kill him
This
now
whole
with
time,
Davos.
this whole time, her brother was against Danny and her dad, and
Well, she didn't know that. She didn't know her dad was alive.
Okay, yes,
until
shortly
late.
after she finds out her dad's alive, Ward wants to kill him, and she's all
Yeah, that was
confused the
again.
whole time. And then, basically, as far as she knows, Iron Fist killed him, and she's just like, so
Well,
Ward.
yeah.
Ward all of a sudden became best friends with Danny for some reason, and they took out my dad. Why?
and how come
And there's
her
no
picture's
real,
not on
and there's
the
no
wall?
real
It's
explanation that'll make sense to her because all you can say is, "Oh well, he was becoming crazier and crazier every time he came back from the dead."
Which is why it doesn't make sense to me why she's going from.
But she doesn't
Why
even know
she's
he came
going
back
from
the
being
dead
the
first time.
first
She didn't know
person-
he even had a weird thing like that going on.
What, she probably should have watched Daredevil season 2. It would have cleared it up for her. They used that to bring Elektra back.
Are you sure Are you sure he never mentioned that he had already tried to kill him once?
No, he never told her. Yeah, I stabbed her dad a couple days ago.
Because he didn't want to
Really
say I tried to
surprising.
kill Dad. He said he saw him go to town on a body with a hammer.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But that was even before he killed him the first time, right?
No, Joy didn't know that he was back until he killed him and then dumped his body, and then he came back and threw up at a hot dog vendor.
No, but I'm saying when he went at those people with the hammer, that was before when Ward killed him. That was before Ward killed him.
Because then he
Yeah.
attacked, then he hit Ward, and then Ward got mad and stabbed him a lot.
Yeah.
See, I thought.
So much family drama.
See, it was interesting. I thought when they did that, I was like, man, is this just gonna be Luke Cage again, like how Mariah killed?
That's what I thought. That's what I was instantly, and it was like
Yeah.
the same exact episode,
Exact-
episode 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god, are they really killing off like the cool villain type guy? Right? Like
Yeah.
you're not really sure if he's even really that much of a villain yet.
I did like
And-
Harold though
Harold's
too.
good.
I
Now,
liked Harold.
Like I was so happy when he came back from the dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so cool because
I was so surprised when he got killed.
I knew that they could come back, but like no, the way that Nobu died, like he just like burned. Like okay, I can understand you coming back from that, but like Ward stabbed him, bled him out, and then threw him in a swamp for him to drown, and he still came back. And not only that, did you notice he got his pinky back after he cut his finger?
Yeah. It grew back
Look,
when he came
see,
back from
this
the
is
dead.
why I still believe that Harold can come back from being cremated.
See, I don't know about
think
that,
he can come
man.
back because Bakudo was like, the only way to destroy him is to cut his head off with ceremonial sword.
Did you say ceremonial sword?
I don't know if that's the only way though, because like
It was like his special
being
sword or something.
cremated and turned into ash is pretty finite.
Okay,
I cannot
if you-
believe coming
But
back
don't you
from
think
that.
if they were gonna say
Screw him
yes,
up.
we cut his
Put
head
him in
off,
some water. Let it sit.
we cut his head off with a sword, he
Dude.
dies. Don't you think
You
they
just
would
gotta
have
rehydrate
him have it? Don't you think it would have ended with Ward cutting his head off with a sword instead of cremating him?
Honestly, for all we know, he could have taken they could have used Colleen's katana and cut his head off, and we just didn't see it. And they
I feel like they'd show that.
Maybe his head came off when he fell off the roof.
I feel like they specifically chose to have him cremated, to leave it open to bring him back if they wanted to go that far.
No, if they wanted to bring him back, they would have buried him. They cremated him so he couldn't come back. I doubt Harold.
Yeah, I think the cremation is
I will
pretty
bet
finite.
50 cents that by 2022 we will see Harold Meacham again.
That guy's a movie star?
That's pending if we get
that's
second
true. He has
season
been
of
in
Iron
movies,
Fist.
so he probably doesn't want to be in more than one season.
He's a movie star.
But yeah,
he was in Lord of the Rings. Come on, he's a pretty important guy.
Frodo.
Okay, so that means he hasn't been in a movie since like 2005.
Probably.
Yeah. He's not exactly the biggest star in the world.
He does all right.
And that's if Faramir's even in the Return of the King.
Oh shit! I think he's only in Two Towers. He just kicks Gollum around for a bit and then he's gone. Is he in Return of the King?
Who?
Faramir. Does he ride up on Aragorn?
Yeah, he's in Return of the King. And then,
Okay,
there was
good,
also
good.
I believe there was a cut subplot that was in the extended version where he hooked up
love triangle
with Eowyn. Was it Eowyn? Yeah.
The human girl.
Yeah.
That was like,
The
Aragorn, I
daughter
want
of
some
King
of that.
Theoden.
And then he was like, no way, I'm all about that elf.
So what the heck do we think happened to Kunlun, man?
Well, the path's closed.
Yeah, he could just be really stupid and not realize that the path closed.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I'm
gonna
gonna have to officially hate Iron Fist if that's the reason why he doesn't see Kunlun.
Well, I mean, it might
What
have
if it's
supposed
closed to him
still-
because he abandoned his duties?
Oh no!
So he can't see it.
I hated that scene because he walks up, sees the blood, and he goes like, "It's blood." He takes 2 steps forward. There's like 5 bodies. He didn't just see the bodies immediately. Yeah. And they were all hand.
I mean, the thing is that like there was an entire crater in the mountain.
Okay.
Well, that's where Kunlun's supposed to be, but it existed on a different plane, though.
Yeah, so when it appears, it takes up that crater.
Yeah. And that's only when the path
Yeah,
is
but why
open.
not just why just not make the buildings disappear? Why would you need an entire crater in
Well,
a mountain?
No, because it's...
But the path,
it's
it was
completely
open for
different
quite
plane.
a long time, wasn't it?
It was open for like most of his... Well, we don't know when Davos
They don't
left.
actually acknowledge that the path is closed either.
Davos says the path is going to close soon.
And then Danny Rand
Yeah,
says
but that's all we
Kunlun's
hear.
gone.
Yeah. Maybe that's why
We don't know
Davos
if
isn't
we don't know
there.
if the path is actually
Maybe he
closed
showed
or
up and
not.
the path was
to be
closed to him
fair-
too, and he was like, "Damn it, Danny."
Danny Rand doesn't know what it looks like from the outside when the path is closed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's true.
It could have just closed.
Which
off
is
to
why
him.
if it did close, he would have said that.
No, because he doesn't know what it looks like when it's closed from the outside.
So they could go either way. They
The
want.
only time he saw...
But he knows
okay.
what it looks like when it's open.
The only other alternative is that the hand
Maybe.
did some kind of evil spell and made come.
They did a spell. They close it down. It's mystic. Oh, aren't you happy?
No, because
It's
there's no
mystical.
mysticism in Iron Fist.
Guys,
There's
what if
none.
What if the plot of Defenders is they're gonna make Kunlun appear in the middle of New York and destroy like half of New York when it appears?
That'd be so dumb.
That's the
So
plot. That's the plot.
So it's going to be Doctor Strange, where the Dark Dimension is taking over Hong Kong.
or the Avengers,
Yep.
where there's a portal thingy,
Portal
Portal
thingy.
thingy.
or Fantastic Four, or
There's gonna be another
Transformers.
blue light. Lot of henchmen. So many of them.
That's what the plot's gonna be.
Do you think they're gonna fight a bunch of henchmen and defenders?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's the hand.
that's the whole thing. They're gonna
That's
fight a
all-
whole bunch of
that's
ninja, and then
all it's gonna be.
they're gonna fight. They're probably not gonna fight Sigourney Weaver.
No, they're gonna fight
They're gonna
Sigourney
talk
Weaver.
to her.
I
Very
hope
threateningly.
they fight Sigourney Weaver.
She's gonna fight.
You don't cast one of the most
they're
badass female actors and not like have her fight
They're
somebody.
gonna confront her.
Like, come on.
Madame Gao doesn't really fight very often.
But she
Except
can.
when she
that's the
calmed Danny.
that's the thing. They are sweetly saving Madame Gao for some reason, and I don't
She's
know
probably
why.
gonna be in the Defenders
but
too.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Do you think she's mother?
They let her go. Didn't they?
Do you think she's Crane mother?
What does that mean? She's been
in?
Well, no, because she's still evil.
Yeah, I mean, she was in the end scene. She got out.
I was gonna say maybe she's been
she's out.
She's out and working with Davos.
She's been undercover this whole time, working secretly to destroy the hand from within.
Oh, she's from Kunlun.
But I mean, she's still
the Crane Mother. She could be the Crane Mother.
But she'd still be pretty evil though, because I mean, she ran a drug operation with a bunch of blind people.
Yeah, it was synthetic.
That's why I believe she is not going to be a twist.
Yeah, I don't think they'd just make her a good guy.
All the other heroes have done pretty bad things.
She's gonna reveal herself to have been a good
guy
all along, and then she'll say, "It doesn't make sense." I know.
She did help Daredevil though in season 2.
Yeah,
when they wouldn't have that conversation.
Yeah, and she helped. She helped out Danny. Okay, technically it was for her own gain.
Yeah,
by telling him that he was at a hand compound.
That's true.
But
also, she was kind of just, like, trolling him, because, like, you're so stupid that you didn't realize.
He was so stupid, though.
These people are all hand.
He was a pretty dumb man, but it was, like, part of his... he was
naive. I liked that.
He's supposed to be a naive guy.
I like that part of his character.
Because he came back to New York, and the last time he was there, he was 10.
Yeah, he was a little kid when he left, and he's basically like a little kid with PTSD.
He doesn't actually know
what
the world works, how the world works.
I mean, all he knows is getting his head shaved and
then all we know of Kunlun is that they beat the crap out of you, make you train in martial arts.
You're not allowed to have emotion. Get it out of here. It's garbage.
They select people to confront a dragon, and then they tell you to bottle up all your emotions.
Look, I mean, it didn't sound like it only sounded like maybe a year or two was like the worst time. Like it seemed like he was okay after like the first couple years.
Well, Stockholm syndrome.
Probably.
Yeah, wait, he's
conditioned to love doing all this crazy kung fu training.
It's that and
he wanted to become the Iron Fist.
When he comes back to New York, everything floods back to him and he remembers the life he like missed out on because he was with a bunch of monks forever.
Yeah.
The only weird
but then
thing
instead of trying to live that life, he's just like, I need to get back to my company.
Yeah. The only weird thing is he spent a little too much time like telling everyone around him all about his magical adventures. He should have probably kept some of it to himself.
He needs to take a lesson from Oliver Queen.
I mean he was going to get out of the mental asylum, and he's like, by the way, I have dragon powers, and I train in another dimension.
Well, I mean, I think
I go now?
That was part of his naivety, and also he probably didn't think like anybody could actually do anything about it. He would have never guessed that like the hand would be so rampant in New York by the time he came back, and not only that, but also be so infested in his company.
Yeah. That's true. He didn't really know what was going on until he met with Harold.
Yeah.
He met with Harold, and Harold told him what was going on. He was like,
"The hand?
Are you serious?"
He didn't take it too seriously, though.
So he originally did want... Okay, but he's still screwed up.
He was still super caught up in just hanging out with Harold. They talked about the hand.
Danny.
Like Danny, yeah. They talked about the hand, and like, as he's leaving, he was like, "Hey, maybe I could teach you kung fu sometime. Would you like that? Let's be friends."
But he really did not do anything. Like, I thought it was the funniest thing ever. He didn't do anything. He showed up to like 2 meetings the entire time he was at the company.
And wrecked
That was the best.
And both meetings were messed up. And then like, after they get outed from the company, it's like 2 episodes later, he shows up and Joy's like, "They voted us out of the company, Danny." And he's like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry."
Because he's been gone. I think that was...
Well, he was...
Was that when they went to China, or was
that... Yeah, he went to China, came back, and like, "Oh, you're not part of this company."
He went to China on a corporate jet, by the way.
No, that was his personal jet.
Well, it said Rand on
Okay,
corporate.
yeah, but he is Rand.
Yeah, sort of.
I'm Rand.
Yeah, wait, how could they vote him out of the... I have a son. Much better.
Yeah, I actually don't understand how they... I still don't understand how they actually got voted out. I guess it's just like a business thing.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, he didn't even have a position with the company. There's like, you get money and you get to say what happens. but he's...
Yeah, that's true. He didn't have an official title. He just had...
So how could they say, we voted you off?
I don't know. I don't know how companies work.
Yeah, how did he...
I'm struggling right now.
He owned 51%, right?
Yeah, he owned 51% of the shares.
Like, how come he can't say, hey, you're all fired?
He was the majority share owner.
Well, I guess he would get final say on
And the worst thing is that...
if he's not there, someone else has to...
Both the things he did technically provided positive publicity. At least the first thing did. Yeah. And the second thing, like, if they would have just made a settlement and said, we're implementing a bunch of health codes to our factories.
What are they making in that factory?
I don't know.
Synthetic heroin.
Yeah, I mean, no, the company was losing a bunch of money, so, like, they're businessmen. They're greedy. They don't care about...
Yeah,
they care about publicity if they're not making money.
You know how much more stuff you can get away with as a company if you do a bunch of charitable stuff? And make yourself look good.
They don't care because they're
stupid.
They apparently you make more money that way. That's just how it is.
You spend millions to make billions instead of just making hundreds of millions.
Yeah.
Why would you want $1 billion when you can have $1 million? Let's do an episode on Austin Powers.
I've never seen an Austin Powers movie.
Oh, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love one of them.
Yeah,
what are you looking at?
56 minutes. Yeah.
We're gonna go for like an hour 10. What do you think?
Maybe.
Who's got speculation?
What else do we have?
I think Defenders is gonna be 2 episodes. Are gonna be them grouping together for some reason and breaking Luke Cage out of prison.
I think they're going to do 4 episodes. Yeah. I think they're going to each have an episode each that's just them. And then an episode where they all meet. And then 3 episodes where they're teamed up fighting.
There's such an easy way to do it. Just have the opening of the first episode be all of them show up at Claire's apartment because they've been stabbed. And like Luke Cage shows up because he's like, I'm out of prison.
Don't you think it's... Okay.
And then he shows up and everyone's bleeding out.
Did Daredevil retire again
from what I've
at the end of season 2?
No.
What do you mean retire again?
He didn't retire? He's still Daredevil?
Yeah.
He's still active?
He didn't retire after the first season. What do you mean? What do you mean retire?
I thought there was some point where he like tried to quit for a second.
I think he was going to quit.
He was losing his hearing.
Okay, that's
he couldn't hear for like 2 episodes or something.
That was after the first episode because he had a concussion. It wasn't he couldn't hear. He had a concussion.
Yeah, he had a concussion. So he's like.
So like
okay, so Daredevil is still active.
Hearing was hurting.
So why on earth didn't Claire say, "Wow, there's a bunch of hands still running rampant in New York. I should let Daredevil know."
Well, he was still dealing with shit.
That's a criticism that someone brought up on a review that I listened to.
It would have been a really good.
Someone was like,
they could have had. Why not have Daredevil team up with Iron Fist before the Defenders?
That would have been sweet.
These were criticisms.
They've already had everybody else meet up with each other.
He could have actually taught him martial arts. He'd be like, "No, Danny, you want to fight like this?"
I mean, I didn't hate it because like Iron Fist has to have his own adventure. It's weird that
they. What's even weirder is that they didn't have.
Thing.
Why didn't they have Jessica Jones appear in Luke Cage at all? I just don't understand. Like they're all TV actors. They're all on these Netflix shows.
Well,
why don't they do more than just have Claire appear everywhere?
I don't know
if they're Detective Munch.
They're not really on the greatest of terms.
Homicide.
Talking about
Marvel and Jessica Jones.
Okay, yeah, they don't really get along as much anymore.
Because Luke Cage has not gotten over it. Like, even though it wasn't her fault, he still really hasn't got past the fact that it was Jessica her that killed Reva.
His wife. She's gone.
You know, but it wasn't. I mean, I don't think it's gonna take much for them to be fine once Defenders comes around. But
no, at the end of it, they're gonna like be done with everything. He's like, "You and me will never be fine," and he walks away. And Danny's like, "I'm gonna go cheer him up," and they become best friends. They bond because they both lost people.
Jessica Jones is actually the one that I have no idea. Like, I guess she's doing like her Alias investigations.
Well, she was referenced in Joy used her to get blackmail.
I think Luke Cage is just gonna hear Iron Fist listening to some music, and he's gonna say, "These are some dope beats," and Iron Fist is like, "Yeah, I was."
Yeah, they're gonna bond
kid.
over music because Iron Fist just listens to hip hop all the time.
Joy had those photos and stuff, and she said that her private investigator was good when she's sober.
Yeah. I remember
Jessica
that.
Jones.
And I mean, they did have what's her name from Hogarth,
which is awesome.
But like, I don't know. I just hope maybe
After
the Defenders happens, it'll become more common to have them appear in each other's shows. I don't know.
They should just stop doing solo shows.
From what I've heard, it's
they
not
might.
even going to be just the core.
They said they might
3 or 4 episodes.
They might, instead of Luke Cage season 2 and Iron Fist season 2, they might just
Heroes
do
for Hire, baby. That would be so good.
Because I feel like both shows had a lot of weak parts, and if you combined the two of them,
they can fill the gaps.
It would probably be one cool show instead of 2 mediocre shows.
I mean, it just depends on the source material that they have. Like, I think that they can. I think they're certainly already planning to do another solo Daredevil season.
Yeah, because he's the most popular one, and his show is actually cool. He wears a costume and he fights criminals.
Well, no, they're
every episode.
They're all cool,
and that's all I really
Iron
need.
Fist.
I don't know. Luke Cage was probably on par with Iron Fist, I'd say.
What?
There's a lot of moments where it kind of dragged. It was like they were trying to fill 13 episodes.
Yeah.
What?
Every show except for...
He could have just walked in, beat up everybody,
even
and
Daredevil
then
season 2.
And left.
They all should have just been between 8 and 10 episodes instead of 13.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree it could have been shorter.
Because Daredevil dragged a bit too.
And now, that's the dumbest thing to me.
But that's like the...
now the show with all of them in it is only 8 episodes, but their solo stuff is 13.
It's garbage. Get it out of here.
Yeah,
it should be the opposite.
That doesn't necessarily make sense. I mean...
Get the filler out.
Sure. There are things that drags in Luke Cage, but I still think it's a much more quality show than Iron Fist is. I understand a lot of the story decisions that they made in Luke Cage versus Iron Fist.
I had more fun watching Iron Fist than I did watching Luke Cage.
Because Danny's wacky. What's he doing?
I thought Luke Cage had a lot of really boring episodes.
I mean, it's not. It's just not as action-packed as Iron Fist is.
Which is weird, because you have a character who's bulletproof.
Yeah, they could have had all kinds of crazy stuff.
But he's also overpowered. Like how many times are you gonna fight a bulletproof dude before
how many times
and no matter
cop and say,
I'm Luke Cage. No matter how stupid some of the stuff in Iron Fist was, like nothing in Iron Fist was as bad as Diamondback punching that guy and going, Luke Cage! And run down the street.
My name's Luke Cage.
That was like the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life. That was worse than Batman vs. Superman. when
Nothing's worse than Batman
Yeah, I
vs.
don't know
Superman.
about that.
Don't bring that up ever again.
Could you imagine? Yeah, imagine in Batman vs. Superman if when they set all those guys on fire, they all yelled, "I'm Superman!"
Set him on fire. He grabbed a village. I'm Superman! I'm Superman!
Go and tell your family that Superman.
Diamondback was a weird character anyway, though. So
yeah,
it was fun.
He was weird.
It worked.
I'm your brother. Bang.
His power suit was interesting. It looked like his costume in the comics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mind the power suit. What I did mind was that the ending was basically Rocky 5.
I love
you realize that?
The ending of Rocky.
The entire last episode of Luke Cage was
the movie's trash.
Was just them having a fist fight with a crowd around them watching.
It's great, man. It was old school. That's how you did it in the streets.
Yeah.
Well, Rocky 5 was so ridiculous. He's fighting the guy, and then like Rocky says something about a street fight, and he like trips him. Like he does like a weird Rambo move to him, and then like gets up like it's nothing. It's like, come on, Rocky. The whole point, you're retired from boxing. You can't fight anymore. Stop it.
Man, they should have, instead of Luke Cage being arrested for his past stuff, they should have just ended with them arresting him and saying, "Do you realize all the crap you just did?
You've blown up buildings. You've murdered people."
We stood by and watched in case we
the crap that he saved Harlem.
Yeah, but look at all the property damage from the fight they had.
Yeah, but like compare that to what happened in the Incredible Hulk and Harlem's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's true. They should have They definitely should have arrested Bruce Banner at some point and sued him.
Well, Thunderbolt is still trying to arrest in the Hulk.
Good old Thunderbolt.
They should be arresting. I think Iron Man and Hulk should be in trouble for their fight in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
That's the thing that pisses me off the most about Civil War.
It's before they...
All the other
Iron Man is the worst.
And they never say, hey, Iron Man, remember when you fought Hulk in the middle of an African city?
Or, hey, Iron Man, remember when you
made
blew
Ultron?
up everything?
I mean, he mentioned Ultron a lot, but they're just like, yes, guys, there was a lot of casualties in Sokovia. That's all your fault, not just Tony Stark's fault.
Iron Man's the worst.
And Captain America, you should not question the government and try to shut down conspiracies to kill millions of people. No.
Right? What were they on Captain America about? I don't even know.
Yeah.
Captain America, fucking the Winter Soldier, was
Captain
about him
America
exposing
he was
Hydra.
going to break the law. That's by he was not going to abide by the Sokovia Accord.
Yeah, but
because in the previous movie of Captain America, he proved, hey,
yeah,
I can't trust
if the
S.H.I.E.L.D. right
Sokovia
now.
Accords were around in Winter Soldier,
Hydra
would
would have
take
killed
over
millions.
the world.
I'm not saying he didn't have an argument. I'm just telling you what happened in the movie.
God, Civil War sucked, maybe.
No, it didn't suck.
Except for I feel like it felt like a part one.
I'm really hoping for a Spider-Man cameo in Defenders.
Wouldn't that be never going to happen because Sony doesn't want Spider-Man to, like, even if it was something Disney was like, oh, that might be fun. They don't
just
want...
have like a camera be webbed in a corner somewhere, and then someone goes like, "What's that doing there?" And they just like walk away. Like, must have been a big spider, and they leave.
I mean, they won't even let the newspaper place that Karen works at be the Bugle. So,
but that's because Daredevil came out before Spider-Man was back with Disney. So it could have been the Bugle if they had made a deal sooner.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see in Daredevil season 3 then.
Well, they're not just going to change the name of the place. They could have her transfer.
Yeah.
To
they could have it be a rival business. They could buy him out. The Bugle could buy him out, absolve him.
Yep. Yeah. Be a subsidiary of the Daily Bugle.
But I don't know.
Get the Bugle out of
all
here.
that stuff could maybe happen like years from now because I think like after Avengers 4, they're gonna be like, what do we do now? And the only thing
Secret Wars.
But to me, the only thing to do to go even
Secret Wars actually would be the only.
The only thing that could be more eventful than all of them coming together in Infinity War is if they start meeting up with TV characters.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that could be interesting in the
I'm
future.
hoping that Infinity Wars Part 2, they'll bring in, like, at least Luke Cage. Like, people know about his existence now. Why isn't S.H.I.E.L.D. going after him?
If Danny completed his training and had, like, both fists glowing and was, like, the actual expert martial artist, he could fight any of the Avengers.
Yeah. But, like, Luke Cage could beat up most of the Avengers.
He could tear apart Iron Man with just a couple punches of his Iron Fist.
Well,
if he was fully trained.
He charged it up full in the comics and went to punch the Hulk, and the Hulk caught it and sent Danny Rand flying.
See, but they made there was another Iron Fist thing where he took down a S.H.I.E.L.D. helicarrier by just doing a drop, jumping him.
The Hulk's stronger than the helicarrier. This was during World War Hulk.
Oh,
Hulk was at his strongest.
Yeah.
He,
that's the comic where they just had Hulk beat everybody. Because it was a Hulk comic.
He hit the moon, and then like Black Bolt started screaming at him.
Hulk versus
and he just,
everyone.
crushed his throat. It was crazy. World War Hulk is nuts. That's what they should do next. Have Hulk kill everybody.
Was World War Hulk? Is that canon?
A soft reboot. What, in the comics?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude.
Because I think.
Probably
by the time it was all said and done, I don't think anyone was dead.
A lot of people were dead.
If he just killed a bunch of people, I doubt it would be canon.
Black Bolt was dead.
No, he wasn't dead.
Hulk crushed his throat.
They
killed him.
No, because he ended up in the arena later.
What arena?
The arena where Hulk captured everybody and threw them all in an arena and said they had to fight to the death.
Shit.
I don't know.
So by the end of it, everyone was still alive, and Hulk was like
a lot of people were in
down.
The negative zone to stay safe, and then they got the Sentry in there, and he's like, "Hulk, you gotta chill, bro," and they fought until they were both almost dead.
Yeah.
Get the Sentry in a movie. When's he gonna show up?
Never.
When they run out of ideas
Yeah.
and they don't know what to do to have people keep coming
throwing
back
a
to the
World
movies.
War Hulk.
That's because eventually people are going to stop seeing the movies because they're going to say they're gonna say, well, we've already had like all these characters meet each other before. When are we gonna see something like Daredevil meets Spider-Man or something like that? Like they need this to go like they need to go more out there, and they need to embrace the TV stuff. I think like in the future, not like right now, but like after Avengers 4.
A Daredevil Spider-Man team up would be great.
Yeah, Spider-Man
really
Spider-Man can team up with anybody, and it'd be great.
Iron Fist and Spider-Man would be interesting. Because Iron Fist can't get around like Spider-Man can.
You know, a real reason probably that they don't want to have the TV characters appear in the movies is they'd have to pay them more after they appeared in the movie.
I don't think Charlie Cox would care.
They'd want a bigger paycheck to be on the Netflix show.
Maybe Marvel
And they say like a lot of actors like don't really want to take pay cuts to appear on the TV shows either. Because TV shows have a limited budget.
Yeah,
I mean that's what it really is.
I mean, they should just put
they
it
can
in
still make more references.
They should just put it in their contracts, though. They probably
their contract should be
they
like
don't think about
X
putting
number
that
of
in their
appearances,
contract.
and the TV show should count as an appearance and just be included in their contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or actors should just be like, maybe I don't need $80 million to show up for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's already happened. Like,
Hugh
it's out of the
Jackman,
bag. Everybody's already making the money.
Hugh Jackman took a huge pay cut for Logan to ensure that they could get a small budget to make it rated R. Because they're like, we can't.
An hour and 11 minutes.
Okay, wow, I'm talking about something. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, bye.
I'll be back in a minute.
Well, it might be done.
I don't have my phone on me.
Oh. But Hugh Jackman wants to be in the Marvel movies. And I think he would do it for free. He said he'll stay.
I mean, he said that's the only
Wolverine
way he would come back.
Yeah,
as if he could.
I don't see why
if he could be part of the
do
Avengers
that.
movies. Well,
So stupid.
You
Fox
gotta-
is dumb. Get him out of here, the garbage.
I mean, I just don't think I don't really even know if Marvel necessarily wants to do it either. I mean, they don't want to have to
Wolverine.
deal with writing. Like, what's the point in writing him in for the Infinity War movie?
Do a Hulk versus Wolverine movie. Just don't include any of the X-Men canon so far, because none of it matters anyway. Just have Hugh Jackman come in as Wolverine, introduce him as being sent out to kill the Hulk. Then Hulk can hit him in the head really hard, and then he can wake up and not remember anything, and Professor X will be like, "You're part of the X-Men."
Yeah, like what?
Brainwash him.
We could get like a super OG original story where we get Hulk, Wolverine, and Wendigo.
I would love that.
Yeah,
That
could be the movie.
Dope movie. Man. And you know, if he were in the Marvel universe, they would actually give him a costume.
That way you could have a Hulk solo and introduce Wolverine.
And it wouldn't count as a Hulk solo. So Marvel could still make it.
Yep.
Because they don't have the rights to a solo Hulk movie for some reason.
No, I think they do now.
Do they?
Because
the whole reason
before
they
couldn't because it was part of Universal. But I think they do now.
Because I think the whole reason they're doing
which is why more people are complaining.
Planet Hulk and the Thor Ragnarok is because they can't do a solo Hulk.
I think
they said they're not going to do a solo Hulk.
They don't want to do it.
Movie.
Yeah, that's what it is. They just don't want to. They don't want to do one.
Is Mastermind ever going to show up?
No, no. We got the leader teased.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Who's Mastermind?
Yeah, look, if Thunderbolt's still there, it's
right. It's canon.
Apparently, he's still out there. But did you hear the article where Sam Jackson Sam Jackson was getting asked questions, and he said something about like in Phase 4 he's hunting down the skull. But then, stopped because it was, he accidentally said it. And apparently Red Skull is still alive, like I've been saying this whole time.
Wait, okay, what about Phase 4?
Samuel L. Jackson in an interview, and then he said something about Phase 4, he's hunting down the skull, and then he stopped himself real quick.
Yeah. He accidentally said something
He leaked it.
Yeah.
He leaked it!
A leaker.
So.
Yeah, he's a leaker.
Red Skull's is hopefully still out there. Like I always thought he was.
I mean, yeah, because the Tesseract transports things, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yep, it's the space stone.
What? What?
No. I was saying
What?
no to Brandon.
Oh, okay. How many Iron Fists do you give Iron Fist? How many Iron Fists?
1 out of 2.
Yeah, I was gonna.
No, there's 10 Fist.
He only has 1 Iron Fist.
Nope, 10
Yeah,
Fist.
that's what
You
I
have to take into account the prior Iron Fist.
So a 3 out of 5.
Where'd you get 5 at?
Yeah, it's out of 10.
A 3 out of 4.
One of them had one hand.
It's a 3 out of 4.
How much chi do you give this? You focusing all your chi, or are you not quite there?
Oh, man. I mean...
How many flashbacks you giving this?
Look.
How many almost dragons?
I had to focus my chi a little hard to get some appreciation out of this show. But it was just not crafted as well as the other 3, in my opinion.
I can dig it. I'm gonna give it a big old Iron Fist out of Iron Fist on this one.
What does that mean?
It's a decent review. I enjoyed it. I had fun.
It's yeah. I mean, I'm
not gonna like run back and watch it all again. It's pretty good. I liked it.
So I don't know if I mentioned it before.
What is your superpower?
That was my favorite. That was my favorite bit. Did we talk about that in the
What?
Justice League episode?
I'm rich.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Yeah, you mentioned
Good.
it.
On the official, like on the Reddit post for it, someone posted a picture and they said Bruce Wayne and it was Chappelle saying, "I'm rich, bitch."
That's what I think of when I.
I want you to look at this. I want you to look at the. I'm capturing your audio here, because you're sitting so far back. No one heard you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good.
Just scoop. Your chair's so far back. You're sitting on the edge. This isn't that exciting.
Oh, glory.
Yeah, I was just disappointed. Iron Fist should have been the best.
Yeah.
How many of your
That's-
fingers
okay.
would be lit up right now?
Huh?
How many lit up fingers you giving this?
Out of 5.
Out of 5?
5 is a full fist. You can go from a pinky to a full fist.
I
Where
would
you
give it a
going?
3
Yeah.
out of 5.
Yeah, I give it a 3 too.
Cool.
If I was like, if I wasn't as liberal with my ratings, I would give it like a
Well,
2,
I don't
2.5.
do politics on the show.
But the 3 out of 5.
Please change your wording.
3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give it 3 out of 5
3 out
too.
of 5 is good. I didn't hate it, but it could have and should have been a lot better.
Cool. Got anything to plug? Got any things coming up? What do you do?
It's WrestleMania season.
Oh man!
So WrestleMania is on April 2nd.
Ready to watch Roman Reigns beat The Undertaker?
Yeah, he's gonna
Why is
retire
Roman
him.
Reigns fighting The Undertaker? The Undertaker out of here. He's garbage.
Because look, they said, what other things can we do to make Roman Reigns hated?
Yeah, man.
Get him out!
WWE. This is what happens when you guys hate a character so much. WWE's gonna troll you with them.
This man's the worst.
Or
I think
is he
that's
the
the
best?
episode. That the episode?
Someone said his
Yeah,
new
it's
theme,
probably the
his new
episode.
theme song
That's the
should be Roman. Do 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 do.
Oh, that Limp Bizkit song. Oh
keep
yeah,
going.
that'd be great.
Just sing us into the end. Just keep going. It's just the word
need
Roman.
an ending theme. An ending
No,
theme.
do your Roman song.
Oh.
Just keep it going.
Keep Roman.